Now, I'm going to talk about the movie Purple Rain. I was talking about Purple Rain. I'm going to talk about. I was looking at Purple Rain on BET. It came on today, and it was one of my favorite movies as a kid. How many of you guys have not seen Purple Rain by Prince? It's a good movie. Good movie. Very good movie. And I used to see it as a kid all the time. Because, Morris Day. When I saw Morris Day with the suits and he was spitting all that game, I'm like, I want to be that nigga. So that movie was very influential on me, especially with the Morris Day character. Morris Day. So I wanted to be like Prince at first. As a kid. Prince and Michael Jackson, they were the shit. So I was a huge Prince fan. And then when Morris Day popped on the screen, I'm like, oh, that's the shit right there. He's cooler than Prince. You never saw Purple Rain? You got to see Purple Rain. Very good movie. Now, Prince is kind of moist in the movie. When you look at it now, he's doing some real moist shit. Prince is doing a lot of hella moist shit in the movie. But, he could get away with that because Prince was knocking down the baddies back then. He was knocking down some bad ones. But I wanted to be like Prince as a small child. When Prince had because Prince had the ladies. Anybody who can get the ladies like Prince. So, we wanted to do shit that the ladies like. And one of my neighbors, who lived a few doors down from me, a girl named Sharon. She was a tall sister. She was in the same grade as me, went to the same school, went to the same middle school. And Sharon was a tall chick. And Sharon had a trench coat. I was like, Sharon, let me borrow your fucking trench coat. Sharon would let me borrow her trench coat. I would get an S curl because my mother wouldn't let me get a perm like Prince, and I didn't have enough hair. So the best I could do, I could get an S curl and kind of flip that shit to the side to kind of look like almost a perm, but it just looked like just a fucked up wet relaxer. But I would get that fucking S curl and put on Sharon's coat, that trench coat, like Prince, pop those collars up, and go to school and start macking to my damn 7th grade classmates. Like, bitch, don't you see this overcoat? Why? You're not cooperating with me. You dig? But that's how much of a huge Prince fan I was. But then when I saw Morris Day, I'm like, shit. And he's spitting, got them suits and talking about Stacey Adams, like, that nigga's killing the game. So then we started getting suited and booted. We started getting the suits and the tie. We had the leather tie with the tie bar. Man, that's why if y'all see old pictures of me back in high school, I got on suits and shit and my fucking S-curl and shit. Man. Yeah, Morris Day had us getting suited and booted. But, that's how the movie Purple Rain, it was so influential on the culture. And I was looking at Purple Rain, a lot of stuff I didn't catch as a kid watching the movie that I'm catching now that I'm more woke. I'm watching Purple Rain today, and in the movie they have Purple Rain, not Purple Rain, they have Prince's dad, or somebody playing his dad. Hold on one second, let me show you something. And the movie's loosely based on Prince's life. Hold on. That's how the movie Purple Rain, it was so influential on the culture. And I was looking at Purple Rain, a lot of stuff I didn't catch as a kid watching the movie that I'm catching now that I'm more woke. Prince's life. Hold on. Loosely based on Prince's life. And I know his dad was a musician. Vanity in the movie, but Vanity, she tried to get another movie, so she turned that one down. But they got Apollonia. You dig? Hold on one second. Let me see something. I'm trying to find something. It shows Prince's father. He's like this abusive black man. And in the movie, let's see if y'all can, let me see if I can show y'all this. I'm gonna put this up on the screen a bit. Get so way faster. The man who they played Prince's dad and Prince's mom right here. All right. That's the brother from the Mod Squad. He played Prince's dad, and I wish I had a better picture of her, but that was Prince's mom. This is the white lady. She's in the movie. She's a white lady. Now, in real life, Prince's mother is black. A lot of people, even today, think that Prince is biracial. Prince has two black parents. Prince is not biracial. The one in the Lily White in the movie. Wait, Prince's mom, hold on one second. His mom is a black lady. That's Prince's real mom right here. Maddie Shaw. That's Prince's real mom. This is this way. That's Miss Maddie Shaw. I think she died back in 2000, 2002. But that's Prince's real mother, Miss Maddie Shaw. So both of Prince's parents were black. That's Prince's mother right here. This Maddie Shaw. Both of Prince's parents are black. Now some people were saying, because I was talking about this on Instagram, they were like, "Well, damn, was Prince cooning?" I think that was a Warner Brothers decision. A lot of folks don't know, when they did Purple Rain, that was a gamble. Yeah, a lot of people thought that Prince was biracial. Prince is not biracial. Both of his parents are black. But they put a white woman in the movie as his mother. And I think that was Warner Brothers' decision. When they wanted to do Purple Rain, understand, Prince was, thorough in the music game, but Prince wasn't, this was his first movie thing. That was something new for basically still kind of an R&B artist. He was crossing over, but Prince was pretty much an R&B artist, dabbling in pop. But Prince wasn't a shot caller back then. He couldn't go into a movie studio and say, "Hey, I want this." He couldn't go in there and make demands. Understand that. So they were taking a gamble with Prince. So he couldn't really go in there and make any kind of demands. But when he came with them for the idea of Purple Rain, okay, they gave it the green light. And Warner Brothers, they were going to get John Travolta to play Prince. This is how fucked up Warner Brothers was. They were going to get John Travolta to play him. And the director and Prince was like, hell fucking no. Hell no. So they were going to get a white dude to play Prince if they didn't fight to. Yeah, I'm dead serious. Look that up. I'm not even bullshit. Look that up. I swear they were. Look that up. They were going to get John Travolta to play Prince. You understand? That's how much they were with the bullshit. So I believe it was Warner Brothers' decision to put the mom as white so it wouldn't be a black movie. You understand? Because the thing is, if you have, and movies are real funny like that. When you have a black female and a black male parent in the movie, and they have a black child, to them that's going to translate as a black film. They didn't want it to be a black film. You understand? They did not want that to be a black film. They do that now with films. It's like a lot of movies with Will Smith, they'll have him with a Latina. You understand? But they did not want to make that a black film. So they had the mother white, the dad black. They had an androgynous looking woman, Apollonia. You didn't know what race she was, so they didn't want to make it too black. You understand? That's my gardener outside. If y'all hear that noise, my gardener's out there. He comes in on the weekend, so he's making a lot of, that's my gardener. He's making a lot of noise. He'll be looking at me, "Sorry, Mr. Nachi." But and Prince was a genius. Now, I was a big, huge fan of Prince. And Prince was a fan of our work, too. He was a fan of Hidden Colors. Prince would put people up to Hidden Color. Someone said, "I got Mateo cutting grass." Hilarious. But yeah, Warner Brothers made those decisions. Warner Brothers made those decisions. Yeah, he was not biracial. But yeah, they even now they don't like to have if two black couples are in a movie, a black woman and a black man, they just write that off as that's a black movie. That's a black movie. And now Vanity was in it. Now Vanity is biracial. Vanity is biracial. And Vanity, she just looked like a cute black chick. But Vanity was low key a coon. Vanity said some real coonish shit one time on I think the Arsenio show. I think it was the Arsenio show where she said some real coonish shit and black folks really tripped out on her about that. And she said something about her dad is black, so she liked gorillas and some shit like that. And black folks was like, whoa. Yeah, so it was, black folks really backed up off of her after saying that. I want to see if I can find that clip.
Right now, here's one of my favorite ladies. I've been having a lot of wonderful ladies all week. And this.
This is it. Oh, let me see this.
My sister's up there.
Your sister just screamed.
Is that it? Okay, that I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to do a lot of shit on the fly. But there's a clip, I can't find it now, I'm just doing things on the fly, but she was on, I think, the Arsenio show, where she said something about she liked gorillas because her dad is black. It was some shit that black people like, man, you don't get the fuck out of here. You dig? Well, look at where Vanity is now. I ain't capable no more because she died. Yeah, she became a minister and all that stuff, but, that rubbed people the wrong way. And also, before that, Vanity, before Purple Rain, Vanity was in a movie up there in Canada, some crazy ass movie where she was stranded on a deserted island and she was fucking some kind of ape creature. It was real. So she was a tragic mulatto. And it was a movie where she ended up fucking some Bigfoot type of creature. It was some, them white people had her into all types of shit. You dig? Yeah, she was on the narcotic heavy. Yeah, she was on the narcotic big time. She was on the narcotic big time. Tanya's Island. Yeah, that was the name of the movie. Y'all look up Tanya's Island. It was a real weird ass movie where she's in it. She's on an island and she's some gorilla she's fucking. They had her in some bullshit, dude. So then, so that's where her mind was. But Morrissey's still doing his thing. But that's why Prince created the time. Prince, he didn't want to be boxed in as just the average R&B funk artist. He did funk, then he dabbled in pop and dabbled in like punk rock. So Prince dabbled in different genres. So, because he knew how the record labels would just kind of railroad the funk and R&B artists a certain way. So that's why he dabbled around different genres, and he created the time specifically as a funk band. Because remember, Prince wrote all the Time's early shit, all the hit records that the Time had, all that funky, Get It Up, 793, 11, all that stuff. That was Prince. He wrote all that. As a matter of fact, on that first album, Prince was basically singing everything. He played all the instruments and he sang everything, and Morris sang on top of him. Same thing with Sheila E. On Sheila E's song, because Sheila said, I'm not a singer, but what Prince did, he produced the music, sang it, and then had Sheila E. sing over him. That's why when you hear it, you hear his voice in it. Yeah, he had all these different names, but Prince was a genius as far as that. And that thing where, Prince wouldn't do interviews, that created a mystery around him. But the thing is, the reason why he did that, he didn't do interviews, was because he was hella shy. He was on his first interview on television was on American Bandstand. He did I think he performed I Want to Be Your Lover, and then Dick Clark tried to interview him, and Prince basically froze. And Prince was real embarrassed about that because I think he was hella fucking shy when he first started out. He was real shy. And Prince was, you know, after you do a song, they interview you, and Dick Clark was like, "Hey, so I heard you play a lot of instruments. How many instruments you play?" Prince was like, I mean, that nigga was freaking the fuck out. And many of his people said, well, Prince was such a control freak, he got into a situation where he wasn't in control. See, that's the thing. Prince lived in Minneapolis, so Prince, he basically isolated himself. Prince was a very isolated dude. He isolated himself in the studio. So he was just, you know, by himself all the time in a setting where he could control everything. Outside of that setting where somebody else is in control, that shit would freak him the fuck out. You dig? I'm gonna talk about that Miami thing tomorrow. I'm gonna break that down. The Miami interview, I'm breaking that down tomorrow on Sunday's show. But yeah, look up the American Bandstand interview with Prince. He freaked out. You dig?
All right. We're going to do this in Minneapolis.
Where?
Yeah, I mean, this is not the kind of music that comes from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
No.
Would you be kind enough, sir, please, to introduce me to your friend? Let's start with the bass player here.
Andre Simone.
Andre. The man who escaped behind keyboard.
Matt Fink.
Nice to see you. Man on drums.
Bobby Z.
And the gentleman over here.
Des Dickerson.
And lastly on keyboards.
Gail Chapman.
Hello, Dale. Nice to have you. Let's sneak over here saying, I said there's something about the effect that you made a couple of demonstration records when you were a teenager. You're barely more than that now, are you?
19.
19. Well, you got another year to go before you graduate. How many years ago did you make these demos and then have offers on them? And why would you turn it down?
They wouldn't let me produce myself.
You were 15 at the time.
Yeah.
Would they think you didn't know what you were doing?
Don't know.
Were you ever disappointed that you didn't let them do that to you?
No.
Did somebody tell me you played every instrument on this album? Is that correct?
Maybe.
No, that's it. You're very shy, modest. How many instruments do you play?
Thousands.
Moments will be with you. Thousands? No. Literally, do you play all the instruments?
A lot.
If that is the case, then, oh, I know. If you're out traveling, then you've got to have backup people. Are these people the ones that travel with you? What are your plans for travel?
We have a tour coming up in a few weeks.
We'll look forward to it. We thank you all very much for joining us. What's the name of the next song?
Why you want to shoot me so bad?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Prince.
out of that setting where somebody else is in control, that shit would freak him the fuck out. You dig? I'm gonna talk about that Miami thing tomorrow. I'm gonna break that down. The Miami interview, I'm breaking that down tomorrow on Sunday's show. But yeah, look up the American Bandstand interview with Prince. He freaked out. You dig? But it worked out for him. He told all his people, hey, no interviews for me. That ain't what happened. I ain't doing no more interviews. So what that did, that created a mystery around him, which worked out in his favor. That made him this big mystic artist. But just the fact that behind the Purple Rain, Warner Brothers, they didn't want it too black. They gave him a white mother, and for years, even to this day, people think that Prince is biracial. And they don't know that nigga's family black, them motherfucker, black as hell. And Prince was a very awakened dude. He knew what the game was. He knew what was up. And he was very savvy about his business. He was a dude. He was very savvy about his business. And he knew how to, diversify groups. He got into these contracts and he would create all these different groups. Like That 86 was basically him. The Time was basically him. The Family, it was a group called The Family, that was basically him. And then he just get people to front the songs. Very intelligent dude. He knew how to work the game. You dig? Oh yeah, Fabulous and his girlfriend, Erica, that's her name? Evelyn? What's Fabulous's girlfriend's name? And, they're going to have a field day with that, by the way. They showing the abuse of black man. And again, when you look at Purple Rain, look at that. Look at the thing where they had the dad, the black dad, abusing, because in the movie, the dad was beating the mom. So you had this black dad beating the white mother. So that played on a lot of racial stereotypes that white people like to see, or white supremacists, they like to see that. They like to see black people, black males beating up on white women because that helps them justify their stereotypes. You understand? And when Purple Rain came out, that was the thing. In the 80s, there was a resurgence of the black brute image, the abusive black man image. That was really coming back into the mainstream in the 80s, showing that violent, crazy Negro beating on women. You got it in Purple Rain. Around the same time, the movie A Color Purple came out. They were doing the same thing. These old abusive niggas, mister, and raping the kid and all of them. So they were really getting on that abusive black man thing heavy. Yeah, the brute Negro image. And now they're making that come back again. To just charge that to the game. How long have they been together? They've been together how long have they been together? Sometimes people just need to charge shit to the game. When it gets to that point, just charge that to the game. Just let it go. I know y'all been together and you got history, but when it gets to that point, it's time to charge it to the game. My thing is what's my mom doing? Hold on. Where, you gotta get the police involved and all that. And so it's just time to let shit go. It's time to let things go. When the police has to get involved, that's it. If y'all get to that point, it should be nipped in the bud even before it gets to that point. But when people are calling the police on each other, that's it. That is it, man.